We're talking about the visitors, where they came from, the strange rules they follow, and the Pale Man, their deadliest example. And we'll dig into the parasite theory that may explain everything. Do you think you could spot a visitor from a real human? Let me know in the comments below. The visitors are the main threat in No, I'm Not a Human. At first glance, they look like normal people. They talk and beg for shelter, and they act scared. But the game gives you clues. Perfect white teeth, dirt under the fingernails, bloodshot eyes, fungal growth. They're human enough to pass as real, but often in small chilling ways. Some visitors even appear as though they're wearing the skin of others, mimicking humanity so closely that it feels like you're staring at a mask. But not every visitor is the same. Some are violent and cunning. Others don't even seem to know what they've become, begging for help or acting almost normal until it's too late. What makes the visitors especially terrifying isn't just what they are, it's how they behave. They follow rules. They knock and ask to come in. They could break down doors at any time, but they choose to obey this code. It's almost like vampire folklore. They need an invitation, even if the invitation is coerced. They mimic social behaviors, not out of respect, but out of some compulsion or instinct. This is where the horror deepens. They're not simply monsters. They're predators who understand how to gain your trust. Where did they come from? The most popular theory is that the visitors were once human. Many seem to have dug themselves out of the ground, explaining the dirt under their fingernails. Others point to a parasite. In the full game, a guest even claims to have been a researcher, warning the protagonist about parasites. He says FEMA knows more than it's telling, and that the so-called symptoms are really signs of infection. The parasite theory makes sense. Parasites in nature already change their host's behavior to survive. In No, I'm Not a Human, a parasite crawls into a person's ear, takes over their nervous system, and turns them into something in between. A human mimic with just enough intelligence to copy behavior, but not enough to stay human. Some resist, some don't know. In fact, guests are even found with insects crawling in their ears, a detail too disturbing to ignore. The transformation is gradual, making it nearly impossible to know who is human and who has already turned. Most infected don't even realize what they've become. They stumble through the world, sometimes confused, sometimes violent, following strange patterns that almost feel like folklore. Unlike most, the Pale Man kept his awareness. He knows he's infected, and that makes him far more dangerous. He studies his prey, plays with their fear, and always comes back, waiting for the moment when the house is empty, when the protagonist is finally alone. The parasite theory makes the visitors even more unsettling. They're not monsters from another world, twisted and controlled by something that should never exist. The Pale Man, also known as the Intruder, is the most dangerous visitor in the game. According to the bearded guy, he was once a desperate human, knocking frantically on doors and begging to be let inside. He looked pale as if he'd seen death itself. When refused, he tried to break in, but fled when threatened. The next day, the bearded guy saw him again, taller, half-naked, with sagging pale skin and a terrifying expression. When threatened again, he snapped a rifle in half with ease, showing the immense strength he now possessed. Unlike the other visitors, he's fully aware and intelligent, observing people, studying their fear, and following strict rules. He will not attack homes with multiple people, and he always asks to be let in. He psychologically torments his victims, asking questions, teasing, and exploiting every sign of panic, almost like a predator following a code. Yet even if he leaves because the house is full, he always comes back, knowing that circumstances can change. One night the protagonist might be alone, and he can seize the opportunity. Some believe the visitors are mutations caused by radiation from the sun's catastrophic flares, while others think they could be alien life forms, drawn to Earth during humanity's collapse. The truth remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: whatever the visitors are, they are no longer human.